Time heals all wounds. It's an old saying that we've all have probably heard. But when it comes to business problems, time tends to only make things worse if the problem is left unaddressed. And as a senior executive, owner, CEO, one of the things you're faced with is the problems that ultimately make it to your desk are pretty thorny. They really don't lend themselves to a solution. In fact, what I found in my years of practice, they're what are called wicked problems. And this is what makes it tough. Because with wicked problems, they're a form of complex systems. And with wicked problems, there's no straightforward solution. In fact, one of the reasons they're called wicked is that every problem is a symptom of every other problem. So that when you go to do root cause analysis, suddenly you're back at the beginning. And it's like those problems are like a bunch of snakes that have their tails in each other's mouth. And it just goes on and on and on, and it just can feel hopeless. Consequently, what I found is when faced with wicked problems, there's no such thing as the solution. There's a solution. And that gets very, very challenging. Because when we talk about having a solution, risk management now enters the picture because we have to find a balance point among all these imperfect possibilities that are going to have risks associated with them. This makes it very hard for the person at the head of the organization, you. And that's where it's kind of lonely at the top. So the question rises, what can you do? Well, I can share what I've discovered is that wicked problems are multidimensional. And what I've found is it's a combination of the people in politics, the environment, the strategic planning that's required, and the project management systems that are used to bring about necessary changes. There's a lot of moving parts. And what makes it even more difficult is with wicked problems, the rules have fallen apart. So you've got to find a way to get everyone to hang together, to commit to implementing a solution. This is crazy making if you're not careful. Now, for myself, what I found, and I've developed a system, Reignite Profitable Growth. And what I found that has worked is a combination of Jungian psychology, Buddhist practice. It's not religion, it's just practice. How do you go through the day and keep your head on straight? Along with solid business principles and change management principles and project management principles. So I want to empathize with the difficulties that you experience because since the rules haven't worked, there's a lot of risk, and so there's a lot of politicking that goes on to get everyone to hang together to generate that solution. But you can do it. I don't know if I have much else for right now. I just want to encourage you to keep on trucking. Keep on looking for that balance point between all the variables that I had mentioned, and eventually you can figure out what the best solution is for the circumstances that you're facing. Take care.